Corey Bratta here, and we are talking with Dave Sly, who you and I just met.
Yes.
But we were discussing what you got going on here, and in case anybody doesn't know where we're at the old Camelot Theater.
Correct.
And some really exciting developments, and so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to kind of put a plug in
Yes.
for what you and your wife Melissa are doing.
Yes.
Can you talk, first of all, for our listeners who aren't familiar with the Camelot, because I'll be honest, I've been here six, 7 years. I wasn't real familiar with the history of the Camelot Theater. Talk about what the history is and what you're planning on doing.
Okay, yeah, so the history is that this was built as the Circle Theater in the 20s. And it's about a 550-seat theater, so it's a very large theater. And they even have 2 apartments upstairs. And originally it was into the building next door was part of it, and it was the Circle Barbershop. So it was all part of Circle. In the 1970s, the Fridley's family, which would bought a lot of theaters in Midwest Iowa, they bought it and turned it into the Camelot Theater and did the full remodel that you see here. So this remodel is about 50 years old. And so yes, my wife and I and another family, kind of along with several of us, actually, it's really not fair to say it was us, probably about 8 or 10 people in the community got together and said, we need to, buy this theater because it was falling in disrepair. We knew the current owner wanted to sell, and turn it into a 501c3 nonprofit to renovate, own the theater, maintain the theater, and then lease out the theater as an entertainment venue and lease out the apartments upstairs so that we could generate a continual revenue stream to maintain the building, right? So that we knew that the community building would be taken care of. It really is a centerpiece of our downtown, right? We really want to support it. So we did a lot of research. We looked at the League of Historical Theaters. We talked to other theaters in the community. And what we found is that live entertainment is strong. But what people want is not only a venue that's comfortable and entertaining, got a great atmosphere, but they want great food and great drink. So we also know that a theater, is kind of hit and miss with revenue. I mean, if you got an entertainment, you got revenue. If you don't, you don't. And so we have plenty of room. This is a very large area that you're in here. And by expanding into the building to the north, we can get a really nice restaurant wine bar that can be open all the time. And by opening the back of the theater that you see here into the theater area with a partition, then you can basically have dinner theaters, you can have all kinds of live entertainment that can take advantage of the food. Or if you wanted a smaller private venue in the theater area, you could still have the restaurant open and the wine bar, right? So that's really what we're doing, is turning this into a really high quality food and drink establishment with entertainment. We'll be the only one in Story County, theater in Story County that can serve alcohol and drinks and also have the theater, which is great for places like the jazz band at Iowa State or other groups.
And so talk a little bit about funds and how the board is going about raising funds. I know the city helped out a bit with a loan, but I mean, talk about the challenge and how much money is needed.
Yeah, so the whole project's right now, it looks like around $2 million, and we've got it broken into some phases. The first phase really was to just get the building. So we put together $80,000, of which the Nevada Economic Development Commission, the city of Nevada, helped us, a couple families, our family and another, to get the building acquired and the 501c3 founded and get everything, the paperwork taken care of so we could start raising money. We've been applying for a lot of grants. We just won the upstairs living grant that was just announced for $200,000 to renovate the upstairs apartments. And we're now about halfway through a $350,000 raise to redo the facade, to fix all the bricks, get rid of the old paint, tuck point, all that stuff. We've got some water problems. We need to get those fixed with the marquee. And so that'll really get us on our way, and we're hoping to do that all this year. And then we'll start moving into the building next door, building a new kitchen and restroom area, which will be a 2-story building. The lower kitchen and restrooms will take care of the restaurant we just talked about, but we'll also have a patio bar. So upstairs on top of the building to the north, all the way to the back, there'll be a little restroom and a bar up right there in the middle, and it'll be all open for people to outdoor seating. It'll be really nice.
Sounds like a beautiful, beautiful plan. Okay, so people who want to actually donate towards the cause or help the cause, how can they go about doing that? And then also, can you talk a little bit about, looks like you have a drawing behind me.
Yes, yes.
Talk a little bit about how people can get involved, especially on a big day today, which is involving the entire Main Street District.
Yeah, if they come out here today, we have this beautiful grill. There's a drawing going for that. It's $20 for 5 tickets on that. It was donated by Lowe's, so we thank them. And all that money goes to the Camelot Project. We also are part of the Nevada Foundation, which is a money-raising organization. Just you can make your donations to the Nevada Foundation. You can do it lots of places, and Nevada State Bank will do that. The Chamber will take that. You can talk to, you can come into the theater if you see it open and donate that way. Obviously, it's a full tax-deductible donation, and you can look on our Camelot website for that information. We have a Facebook page. We have a website, Camelot Theater Foundation. So, but yes, Nevada Foundation is running the money campaign, and we're just the Camelot Project in that.
And we are going to go back and kind of take a peek at this right in a second, Dave. Before we do that, I want to thank our sponsor here at StoryCounty.News, one of our sponsors for helping us stream live today from the Pizza Pie Looza Festival, Aspen Waste Systems. I can never get that out. It's a tongue twister, Dave. Aspen Waste Systems providing both commercial and residential trash services here in Story County since 2010. They're hiring drivers and mechanics, offering competitive wages and benefits. Apply at aspenwaste.com. So, Dave, I can't promise our viewers on Facebook who are watching this live, we are going to have recorded footage available down the line, but I can't promise our live viewers that we're not going to lose signal, because we're going to be going down back into the tunnels, right? The tunnels of Camelot.
Some interesting places in the theater, and you can see why this project is so urgent that we get going on it.
Let's go ahead and go, and let's see how far we can get, Dave.
Perfect. We'll start with the theater and show you what we have there. We'll just come in on the side here. You can see on both sides is where you would go up to the balcony, and we will go up there here on the side over to the right. But first, we're going to start in the core theater area. So as we go into the theater area, one thing you'll notice is obviously the old seating. You'll see the stage up ahead. You'll see the balcony that's above us. As I mentioned, the theater was originally designed for around 550 people. With the new seating arrangements, L-shaped couches on the couches on the right, and where we're standing under the balcony would be table seating, kind of some stepped flat areas. We'll end up with around 250 seats. So we'll be removing about half the seats, but making it a lot more practical. The stage is also interesting. You can see there's actually quite a bit of room in the stage, but there's actually about another 20 feet behind there and a beautiful brick wall. So we're going to be removing that. You'll still have the curtains there, but then a live entertainment venue has plenty of room, as they did when the theater was first constructed. Let's go off to the right here. We're going to go upstairs, and I'll show you the balcony area, the mezzanine, and then we'll go into one of the apartments and show you what that is like.
So if anybody's just tuning in here and we're still live, I hope we are. John, are we still live? It says we're still live. We are touring the Old Camelot Theater, which is undergoing some major, or on the verge of undergoing some major renovation to really revitalize what was once a very prestigious location, Dave.
Yes, yeah, it's a beautiful theater, and you'll be able to see that a lot better here. You'll notice some of the water damage as we come off to the right that we're dealing with. And this is actually not the roof, it's where the roof meets the bricks. And unfortunately, the bricks are coming loose.
Wow, this is gorgeous, Dave, up here.
Look at that, the lights in the ceiling. I don't know if you can catch that with the pictures. You can see the stage. We're really lucky here that we have a good ceiling and we have good electrical and mechanicals, so we don't have to spend hardly any money in here at all. All the money is going on the outside and on the front. The other thing you may notice is when we walked up the stairs, I told you about the balcony upstairs. Right behind the cameras here, when we first walk up the stairs, will be the stairs up to the outdoor patio. But you can see we have a lot of seating up here in this balcony area. And then up behind here are the apartments. Now there's another way to get to the apartments from the street level, but we're just getting to them from up here. Now the apartments haven't been lived in since 1960, and the story goes that the people who built the theater actually lived up here.
So how many years? 1960.
1960
so we're talking,
is what we understand.
We're talking
yes.
about 62 years.
Yes, I don't know if you can see in here, but there's a little bit of room for improvement. And on the left, I don't know if you can see, there was the original bathroom, but there's no floor there. So the lighting is probably a lot better in here. I'll let you come around here and you can see. And there's actually some pictures on some of the doors that show you what it originally looked like. This was a picture of what the apartment originally looked like. I don't know if that shows well in your camera. And this is actually a picture of the Circle Theater. So we're right here in these windows here. So there's actually an apartment above us, which is a little more difficult to get to, but with where we're at now. But it's in the same condition as this apartment. So it hasn't really changed. You can see the window damage from the water and the floor damage and the roof damage. There's a little kitchen over here. Off on the right, there's no light, so it's a little hard to get to, and a little dining area, so we'll be opening that up just a little bit. And this is actually the front door off to the right, which actually is a staircase down to the front of the main street. And then the staircase goes up one more level to go to another apartment that basically looks just like this. Only in that case, that room there can be is already open. This room here is the projection room. Okay. And so we're turning that into a bedroom for this particular level here. So.
Well, that's a lot, Dave, and I appreciate you taking us on a behind-the-scenes tour. So give us a timeline again. You want to get these apartments going, you want to get the theater, and there's going to be a lot of renovation done in the old salon next door.
Yes, that'll be mostly next year, the salon next door and the patio bar and the new bathrooms and kitchen. This year the focus is on the outside, the windows and these apartments. And like I said, to that we've received $200,000 from the state for an upstairs living grant. We've received about $150,000 so far from donors. We need about $250,000 more to finish the money we need for the brickwork and the windows, and we hope to have this part of it all done by this time next year, and we can then start on phase 2, right, where we're able to bring in the new bathrooms and the new kitchen, start on that patio bar, and then gut the downstairs area.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but just a general patron who comes in here today probably can't come up here and peruse around, or are they able to?
Today we're allowing tours. We're guided tours. We have some people come up to show you where to go. There are obviously some dangerous places that we've marked off to not let people go, and we want to watch kids pretty carefully. But we've had this checked out, and structurally where we're walking is fine.
Okay. So yeah, again, make it down here if you've not already done so. Certainly you can submit your name in the drawing for a beautiful grill from Lowe's, as you brought up, Dave. And you're going to be, again, here all afternoon. Hours today?
I think we're here till 4. Okay. So 4 o'clock.
Here till 4. And as you know, if you've been following our coverage, we're live here throughout the afternoon and evening at the Pizza Pie Looza Festival. Do want to thank another sponsor who's made this possible, Josue Alvarez at Dewey Ford in Ankeny, taking care of your used and new vehicle purchasing needs. Call Josue at 515-776-1068 or visit him at Josue Alvarez at Dewey Ford on Facebook. Dave, this has been a pleasure, and we wish you all the best. I know the Nevada Foundation has been a big part, and certainly the city of Nevada has helped out, but hopefully everybody can help make this happen because, man, this is a really cool thing to really keep your eyes on as far as the future.
It's a beautiful centerpiece of our downtown, and we want it to be a centerpiece not just visually, but functionally through entertainment as well. So thank you very much. We really
appreciate Dave Sly and everybody here at the Camelot Theater. I'm Corey Brad of StoryCounty.News. We will talk to you in a little bit.